What's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into that video day, and today we're going to be talking about the NBA Draft Lottery, as the NBA Draft Lottery is today at 7 p.m. I'm so excited as a Rockets fan. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I can't wait. Just so many words to describe how nervous and excited I am for today. And we're going to be previewing the NBA Draft Lottery today, talking about not just my Houston Rockets. We're going to be talking about every team, every team's representatives, and every 14 teams that are in the lottery, and their chances to get the first overall pick and top four. So we're going to start with their chances. So Detroit, Houston, my Houston Rockets, and the San Antonio Spurs all have a 52.1% to get in the top four. That is the most percent, that's the most chances that anybody has to get in the top four. Now, all three of those teams, Detroit, Houston, and San Antonio, all have a 14% chance to get the first overall pick. And that is the most anybody had. That's the most percent. That's the most chances that anybody also has to get the first overall pick. Then the Charlotte Hornets, who were the fourth worst team in the NBA this year, they have a 48.1% chance to get in the top four. Then 12.5% to get the first overall pick. Portland was the fifth worst team in the NBA this year, 42.1% to get in the top four, and 10.5% to get the first overall pick. Orlando, the sixth worst team this year. They had a 37.2%. They have a 37.2% to get in the top four, and a 9% to get the first overall pick. And that's Orlando is the team that got the first overall pick last year. Then Indiana, the seventh worst team in the NBA, 29.4% to get in the top four, 6.8% to get the first overall pick. So now percentage and to get the first overall pick is kind of going down for teams. Washington, the eighth worst team in the NBA this year, 29% to get in the top four, 6.7% to get the first overall pick. Utah at 9, 20.3% to get in the top four, and a 4.5% to get the first overall pick. Dallas at 10. So Dallas at 10, they have a 13.9% chance to get in the top four and a 3% chance to get the first overall pick. Dallas needs to stay in the top 10 or they will not keep this pick. If it falls to 11, 12, 13, or 14, the pick will go back to the Knicks, but Dallas needs to stay in the top 10 in order to keep that pick. So big night for Dallas if they want to make a draft selection this year. Then Chicago at 11. They have an 8.5% to get in the top four and a 1.8% to get to get the first overall pick. So the last time the Bulls had the first overall pick was 2008 or 2009, and they had Derrick Rose. That was when they drafted Derrick Rose. They had a 1.8%. They had a 1.8% that draft year, and that's what everybody's been talking about. Everybody thinks Chicago's going to win the draft lottery because they have a 1.8% to get the first overall pick, just like they did in 2009. And then also because the Chicago Bears got the first overall pick this year, and so did the hockey. I can't remember what the hockey team. I'm not a hockey guy, but the Chicago's hockey team also got the first overall pick. So they think it's gonna. I don't know. It's weird, but I doubt the Bulls will get the first overall pick. But it would be freaking crazy if that does happen. All right, 12, Oklahoma City, 8% chance to get in the top four, and a 1.7% overall, 1.7% chance to 1.7% chance to get the first overall pick. Then 13, Toronto, 4.8% for the top four and 1% for the first overall pick. In New Orleans, I doubt they're going to get the first overall pick because they have a 2.4% chance to get the top four and 0.5% chance for the first overall pick. And that is it for the teams. percentages and chances in the draft lottery. Now we're going to go over the team's representatives in the draft lottery. Starting with the Charlotte Hornets, Mark Williams, who had a really outstanding season with them last year as a rookie, and I'm excited to see how he does next year. Usually when players represent the teams, it doesn't go well. I don't think I've ever seen a player, when a representative is a player, I've never seen, the draft lottery be won by a current player, but best of luck. I'm not hoping they get the first overall pick, but because I want my Rockets to get that, but I really do like Mark Williams. Chicago Bulls, this one was surprising. Dalen Terry, player. Barely rookie from last year, barely played at all this year. So that was really surprising. Then for the Dallas Mavericks, Nico Harrison, president of basketball operations, general manager. Detroit Pistons, Ben Wallace, former Pistons legend, but also basketball operations and team engagement advisor. My Houston Rockets, our new head coach, Ime Udoka. Excited for that. See Udoka in the Rockets uniform tonight. Then in the Indiana Pacers, another current player. You got Tyrese Halliburton, who had an outstanding season was an all-star last year. New Orleans Pelicans, David Griffin, EVP of basketball operations, basically the GM as well. Oklahoma City Thunder, Nick Collison, a former player for the Thunder, but also a evolution scout. And then the Orlando Magic, Jamal Mosley, head coach. He was their representative last year when they won the lottery, so maybe he brings some good luck. Portland Trailblazers, Brandon Roy, Trailblazers legend. Then the San Antonio Spurs, Peter J. Holt, managing partner. Toronto Raptors, Bobby Webster, general manager. Utah Jazz, another current player, Colin Sexton, player, had a really good season off the bench. And then another current head coach, Washington Wizards, Wes Unseld Jr. as their representative. So how many current players you got? Mark Williams, Dalen Terry, Tyrese Halliburton, Colin Sexton. Then head coaches, Wes Unseld Jr., Jamal Mosley, and Ime Udoka. So 4 current players and 3 head coaches, a couple other former players like Ben Wallace, Nick Collison, Brandon Roy in there as well. So I think it's going to be a fun night. Some decent representatives. It might be a sad night as well. I mean, I don't know if they'll bring it up, but Cavaliers GM, I can't remember the name, but his son passed away. He was living with a disease, I believe, and he passed away a couple weeks ago, and his son was the GM or the owner. Sorry, the owner. It was the owner's son. The owner's son always was there to represent the Cavaliers at the draft lottery. Actually, did pretty well for them as well. I think they got the first over. They would get really big. They'd get really good picks when the Cavs owner's son was representing them, and I'm sure they will bring that up tonight. Even though the Cavaliers are not going to be involved in this draft lottery tonight, he was still a really big thing of the draft lottery. It was awesome to see him there almost every year. But now the Cavs are better, and they were in the playoffs this year, so no need to be drafting a lottery pick. And this is the first time they're not in the lottery ever since LeBron left. So that has to feel no. They were in the lottery the year after LeBron left. They were in the lottery. That's how they got one of the players that is representing the Utah Jazz, Colin Sexton. They got Colin Sexton in that draft. That was the year LeBron left, with the 8th overall pick or something. So, yeah, they've been in the lottery for a while now, and this is one of the first times in a while. I think we haven't seen the Cavaliers in the lottery, but I think they should bring up that tonight, which could be a sad topic in this draft lottery. But I'm excited for tonight, and it's going to be a really fun night. And as a Rockets fan, still nervous, still excited, and can't wait. You guys have your thoughts. Peace out.